Welcome back to Path to Mastery with Production Value. I am Dan Burgess C. Nice to see you again. Today we're going to talk about what it says at the bottom. I think I should maybe switch those two things, but we're going to talk about how to hold a 1312 in ZvZ. So this is a replay against Spartacus, I think it was his name. Spartacan is his name, and we're doing a ZvZ, and I'm going to talk about some tips and some steps to react to the 1312. So let us begin. So I'm going to just put it on my camera, and we're going to start playing this replay. We're only going to go to the first 3 minutes, but I've got some StarCraft music on in the background that you might be able to hear. So hopefully you have a nice beverage, and let us begin. I played 45 games of StarCraft 2 yesterday, and I'm well back into DImond 2, which I'm happy to say, but I didn't record anything, so I wanted to kind of do something now. So, step number 1 is Overlord pathing and your first Overlord. So, when you send out your first 2 Overlords, I'm just going to kind of back up, and we're going to look at the whole map right here, both of us. So, when you send out your first 2 Overlords, let's just focus down here on the mini-map. What you're looking for is attack paths, and where they could be sending their hits at you. So this is a very unique map where the only way to get directly across is to cross right down the center of this map right here. So my first Overlord is going to go out directly to this middle spot. But the next pathing you could go down here. So if you're looking at the minimap on the screen, you could go down from here, and you can go south, cut up and across, and then hop into my natural. Or you could go the same way but north. Just run up north. So how do you know what your opponent's doing? Because if I just start making too many drones, then I could just die. I could just freaking die. So what you have to do is look at the minimap when you get to 19 supply in your build. Whenever you hit 19 supply in your build in ZvZ, wait, I do a gasless opener, but even if you do a hatch gas pool, you'll get the pool at whenever 17 or 18 supply, and then you'll fill it, and you'll be sitting at 19 drones. So I have my drones right now, and I'm waiting. So at this point, what you're going to do is you're going to wait until 1 minute. You're going to wait until 2 minutes. If you don't see any lings before 2 minutes, you're totally safe. If you see lings at all, you are in danger. So we're going to wait until 2 minutes, and we're just going to not make our Overlord. We're going to wait. We're going to wait. I'm waiting. There, I see lings. So what we didn't do is we didn't make our Overlord. So I was waiting to see, do I see lings? And that was right at the end of it, right at the very end when I was waiting. But let's take a step back and let's see what was actually going on here. So I said I had 2 Overlords going out. I had this small Overlord down here going towards the bottom path, right? Let's take a look. I just miss his lings run by me. So let's step back a little bit more. Let's just hit play. Let's go ×2 speed. So my Overlord's coming across, I'm looking for his Overlord. So this Overlord doesn't tell you anything, but his second Overlord is much later than mine. So if you get to the point where like your Overlords are in the same spot of the map, if like mine's here, and his is here, my second one's here, and his second one's right here, then you're like, okay, he's not doing anything different than I am, so I know that it's not a pool first. You can think of that, but I can't see any of his Overlords yet. I haven't seen any of his Overlords this whole time, so I'm like, I'm gonna wait and try to check for lings. And I just missed it, like I said here. So I'm going up, and I just missed those lings run by. So he's going north as well. If he was going south, I would have been able to see them sooner. I would have been able to see them right about now with this Overlord, because it would have been right about over here, so I would have seen it. But I'm waiting, and now I see the Overlord. So here is the beginning of step 1. How to scout a 1312 is Overlord pathing and waiting. And so what you do is you wait at 19 supply. You don't do anything else at 19 supply, but wait to see if there's lings. Now, let's go to step 2. The next step is now defending. So, as it says right here, we're going to dump all of our larvae. Here's the next things that's going to happen. I'm going to go back to my camera. So the next thing that's going to happen is I'm going to dump all of my larvae into lings. I'm going to make 2 queens, and I should get a baneling nest. And I could get a spine. But I don't know if it's an all-in or not yet, right? So I have to check if it's an all-in or if this is just an early pressure, because you could do a 13-12 expand, where you don't get any gas. If you can see by the production tab, this is a super all-in version of this build, but I don't know what it is yet. I don't want to overreact. I don't want to make a baneling nest and spine and do all this other crap. So right now, the things you need to do, dump all of your larvae into lings, make 2 queens, and supply block yourself. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So let's go back into the replay. So I see that, I'm like, oh god, watch the production tab. 8 lings, I'm going to dump all of my larvae into lings, and I'm going to make 2 queens as soon as I remember what I'm doing. There we go, 2 queens. And I wanted to start speed. Again, it's not necessary. I'm like, I don't know what he's doing yet. So here's what you're going to do. Let's slow this down a little bit. So if you need to pull all of your drones as well, you could pull your drones, because what this means right now, let's look at where we are in the stage of the game. I have 18 workers, he has 13. So I'm ahead in workers. I can afford to lose a couple workers if I need to use this to defend it. But because I didn't build that Overlord and I supply blocked myself at 22, when the hatch finished, I can go up to 28, and I'm going to, again, supply block myself up to 28, because I just need to have defense. Because right now, let's look at the army. He has 1 more army value than I do, and I have 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 5. I can't count to 5. 5 more workers than he does. So we're basically even, but I'm a little bit ahead still. So I can afford some supply block. So I'm just trying to not lose my drones, and I'm trying to keep his lings away until my queens pop. I'm just kind of saving time until my queens are ready. Now, already we're at a good spot. Now, what I should be looking at next, let's go down to step 3, is this a pressure, or is this an all-in? Now, this queen, my queen over here, sees there's no creep. I have creep. I should be seeing this creep, but now I know, okay, because you can see purple creep on the minimap, I know that there is no expansion over here yet at all. So I know that this is an all-in. So now I'm going to start reacting a little bit differently. So I'm getting a spine. I'm going to go back up to normal speed. I'm getting a spine now. And I'm just waiting for my queen. Now, this is also really rough because with this map, you can't wall off immediately. I need to get a creep tumor down, so I'm not going to throw my drones forward and try to wall off right now, because I can't get this wall off right now. It's not any help to wall off over here. It's not any help to wall off over here. I can just still run up my ramp. So because his lings are over here before my queen is even out, I can't wall off yet. So I should have dropped the baneling nest a little bit earlier, but I'm just trying to keep his stuff away. Now I see the banes. Now here's somewhere where the tips come in. So let's talk about the tips. Now, first thing, Banes trade really, really bad against queens. So I'm going to send my queens forward to try to tank this damage. Now, down here, I don't care about what's going on down here right now. I don't have the APM to deal with this. I've got a spine on the way because I saw it was an all-in, and that's going to be an anchor down at the bottom. So I'm just trying to protect my spine with my queen. I can remake the queen. I'm trying to keep my spine alive so it can hit these banelings and do damage to them as they walk on my ramp. Now, the first thing you want to do is split drones when you're doing your bane harass. Now, what he's trying to do... fix that music. Sorry. So what he's trying to do is get a big juicy hit on my workers with his banes. So we're going to try to stop that. So I'm going to put it on my camera. I get one of the queen, I get one of the banes, 2 of the banes. Now I'm split on my workers. And now he actually misclicked and screwed that up. But I split on my workers. So let's see, if he sent those banes in, the most he could do is 4 here and 4 here. But I can continue to split off. I've got lings I can try to click in. So what he's originally trying to do is just walk his banes right into my mineral line and explode it. So the first thing you should do if there's banes coming, split your workers off. You don't need this mining right now because guess what? I'm still ahead of him on workers. I haven't lost any workers yet. And now all of his banelings are dead. So let's go back to my camera. I'm trying to send all my workers back now. He's got all of his stuff attacking my spine, and he screws up that. He shouldn't have attacked his spine. I think he was using select alarm or something like that. Again, this is just Diamond 2. It's nothing spectacular. But now I'm like, okay, we need to get a baneling nest. We need to get a baneling nest right now in order to defend this, because I still see on the minimap he hasn't expanded all the way. So this is where I make a mistake, and this is why I want to talk about the tips right now. So the creep has extended forward where I can build a wall. So here is, on the tip side right here, it says what you should be thinking about. I'm just going to play the rest of it right now. I'm going to start back from the beginning. I'm going to play the rest of it, kind of rapid fire, but I wanted you to understand what was going on by each step here, so I'm just stopping. So, number one, wall off as soon as you can if you're getting all in, because then all of the wind gets cut out of his sails. Number two, queens are more important. If you can't wall off, so this is the order of what you should be doing if you can't do something else. So first thing, wall off. If you can't wall off, if your creep isn't far enough forward, the next thing you should be thinking about is queens. If you can't make queens, or if you're already making 2 queens, if you can't do anything else and they're in your base, you need to make lings. And you should have a baneling nest already, so you can transfer them into banes. Basically, you should think of lings as just baneling ammo. Like, they can all become banelings if you need it. And then the last thing you need to be worried about is drones, because he only has 13 if this is an all-in. If he makes more than that, then his pressure is slower, and he can't actually spend enough larvae to do that. It's a very unique build. So he'd have to get a queen, and that slows it down, and then I can just wall off, and he's dead. So it doesn't work that way. So we're going to play it from the beginning one more time, and we'll get up to this spot, and then we'll talk more about everything. So one more time, just as from my camera angle, right here again. So again, first thing you want to do is 3 steps, overlord pathing. I put them as just basic steps, but they are a little more complex as I've been talking for 11 minutes now. Overlord pathing. Do you see his overlords at the same time as yours? If yes, make an overlord. If no, wait until 2 minutes. Don't make your 19 overlord. That's what you should be doing. On production tab. So let's get up to that first reaction. That should be right about like the minute into the game. I like this soundtrack. This is a good soundtrack. And this is how I stop it. So it's different for a person. There's certain techniques. Again, this is just Diamond 2. So he's making mistakes. I'm making mistakes. I should have got my baneling nest faster. So imagine here I went gas and then pool. So I still make another one that could have been a gas. Another one that could have filled that gas once. Another one that could have filled that gas twice. And another drone that could have filled my gas. Filled my gas perfectly. There it is. So I have the exact same number of drones as a standard opener would as well. So it doesn't matter about that. Now this is about the time you should be seeing his overlords on the map. And now this is where I start focusing on the minimap, right about 140. Where are his lings? Where are his lings? Actually, they're running by me right now. But where are his lings? Where are his lings? What's going on? Wait till 2 minutes. Wait till 2 minutes. Wait till 2 minutes. Okay, 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 okay. Oh, lings! Shit! Alright. Let's make all of our lings, all of our larvae into lings. Let's make 2 queens. And if we need to, if it's an all-in, which I don't know yet, but I can still see more lings trickling in from the minimap, I should get a spine at least. And I should start a baneling nest. The reason you should start a baneling nest first is because it takes a long time to get speed, and he's going to have it earlier than I do. So, let's get a baneling nest, because we can both have banes at the same time. Alright, I've defended enough. Now, is it an all-in? Let's check his natural. We look at the minimap. Yes, it's an all-in. So, okay. We need to be careful. We should start a baneling nest right now. We can't build a wall. We have queens on the way. So we're just trying to wait for our queens to come out. I'm microing. I see the banes. Okay, now here comes a bane micro. Let's pull up. Let's get all of our lings up. We're going to lose that queen. We don't want to lose our lings. And we're going to split our drones. Split our drones. Split our drones. Holy shit, that was close. Split our drones. All right, boom.
They're attacking your base, you know.
I'm going to kill all of his banes. He's trying to kill my larva, which is a good idea. And I've stopped it. Now, at this point, should be... That was pretty cool music timing, by the way. Now, it's baneling nest because I can't get my wall up right now. I should have put my wall up, but that's just what it is. So that is the end of what I can teach you. So we're gonna just watch the rest of this. right now. But this is where the tutorial ends. I just liked the rest of this game. So we're gonna just put it on ×2 because it's actually kind of funny. So I don't wall off. This is a mistake I've made. I should have walled off faster. And I learned from this game, even though I won from it. I learned from it. He's got an ass load more Banes coming in. I'm trying to split, trying to pull around. Now, even though I lost some of these lings, even though I lost some of these drones, I have the same as him now. So I've lost 7 workers, and I still have just as many as he does. So that's how much of a bad Baneling connection you can have and still be on the same economy. But I'm on the same economy, and I have 2 spines, and I have a Baneling nest, and I have Zergling speed. Now we have some sort of an anchor, a wall. It's not a perfect wall, but I have Banelings, so he can't do anything. So I'm gonna go back into droning a little bit, and I'm gonna get queens. I still see that he's not expanded, so I know that I can't just get crazy with drones. But I need to get an edge, at least, on him with drones. Which is why I'm going into Baneling phase, because now he can't just walk into me anymore, because I have Banelings. My queens are coming out. My queens are coming out. Queen is immediately coming down, because I know he's not expanded. Here comes the lings. I'm pulling back. Here comes the queens forward. We're waiting for his Banes to come in. Boom! There we go. Take a nice big Baneling hit. Again, we're losing some workers. We've lost 11 workers. We're still ahead by 3. And now I'm just making queens. So again, the 3 important tips. Make a wall, which I haven't done yet. I should have. Make queens. If you can't do that, make lings. I knew those were up there. That's the easiest trick in the book to do that, so I sent the lings up first. See.
A new queen has emerged.
Now I've got a wall. Now I've got my wall. So I can focus on... I've got my wall so I can focus on droning. I've got 4 queens and 2 spines. So this is my wall now. I've got a wall, so now I'm going back into drones. And I want to make drones. Because watch this trade, right? I see this ling again. It's going to come back and make a Baneling. I'm going to attack it with the drone.
Our drones are under attack.
Now, I make a couple more lings just because I noticed that he has still not taken an expansion. And I just want to have some ammo for Banelings if I need it. So if all of my queens get hit with Banes again, it's going to be okay. But I don't really need those lings. So I'm going into roaches now. Like, I'm not afraid of this at all. I see what he's doing, and I've got all my queens ready for another hit. I'm going to make some Banes too, so he can't just kind of run in again. I've got roaches on the way, and as soon as I have roaches, he is dead. Totally dead.
A new queen has emerged.
So bringing the queens down. Yep, and he knows. He knows that he's not in a good spot. I can see on the minimap. He still hasn't expanded. But let's say he took another base and now he's going mutas. Look how many queens I have. I have so many queens right now that it's not even a small fear of mine if he was to come out and be like, I've got mutas. I have 5 queens. I probably have as many queens as he does mutas. And I know he's not been droning because he just keeps hitting me with big loads of lings like that, right? So I'm going to go into a timing. I'm going to do a roach 1-1 timing with speed. I'm going to do my build. I'm into my zone now. So I only need 40 workers on this, on 3 gases to do my build. So I did take a gas in my main, but I don't need it. I think I'm on 40 workers. I'm on 36 because my natural's starting to mine out a little bit. I'm not even making roaches. I've got enough wall so I can just make roaches. This is a good match. I should have transfused that queen. Lost the queen unneeded. And then I realized, I could transfuse stuff. I'm just waiting. I'm making roaches right now because he is in front of my door with a bunch of stuff. And now here we go. Banes trade like shit against queens, and now I've got a massive, massive line of roaches ahead of me. I'm losing queens, but I know that I'm still ahead. So he's trying to take these trades and stuff like that, so I'm not worried about it. I know that he's still not expanded. I can see on the minimap, that's how important this is. I know on the minimap he is still not expanded, so I'm still way ahead. I have 35 workers against his 17. That's his army. That is his army right now. I'm making more and more and more roaches, and they're upgraded. I have +1/+1, and I'm about to get roach speed. As soon as I have roach speed, I can outrun his ravagers, and I'm going to move across the map.
A new queen has emerged.
I'm making a bunch of ravagers because I'm going to try to spend my gas. And now we're going to move out and just kill him. So take a nice bile hit there. And I'm trying to spend my money. I'm floating too many minerals now because I've got 2 hatcheries and 35 workers. So I should be making macro hatches and stuff like that. And expanding out, but at this point, I'm not worried about it. Just kill that expansion. I'm going to make sure that he's not expanding anywhere. I'm going to run up the ramp, see what he has. That's too many roaches. I don't want to walk up that ramp. So we're going to expand. We're going to go take our third.
Forces are under attack.
And now if he's going to walk down the ramp, we're just going to kill him. No GG. No GG. So the best. So again, hopefully these little tips down below helped you out a little bit. This is kind of a fun little video. The first 10 minutes was just me talking about the actual build, but then I wanted to show you the rest of this build because it was pretty funny. I made mistakes in it. He made a bunch of mistakes in it. His engagements were bad. His baneling control was bad. I should have made a damn wall like way earlier than I did. But just to kind of go through some of the mental steps I do, and this has worked twice for me now. Second time I built a wall and it was much better. But the replay was much dirtier in the beginning. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.